Alright guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with another war. This is going to be War 5 of Season 22, and These Nuts is taking on Avengers Army, or AZE, and they are a Platinum 3 alliance, so this is a big mismatch as we're a Top 10 Masters alliance, but we lost 2 wars in a row, so our war rating was a little low, and that allowed us to match them. So yeah, we have a 565 Thing Boss I'll be taking today. And I've got 9 fights. So you guys are also going to notice that in the description, I keep track currently of 3 stats. It's our Alliance's war record, my number of deaths this season, my PSR this season, and then I'm adding a 4th category, which is going to be win streak. And the win streak is going to be the number of consecutive fights that I have soloed. Not one, but soloed for me. So if someone else dies and I go in, that's still a solo for me. But if I die to a fight and then I clean it up, I'm not counting that second win, the second time that I go into the fight and I win, towards my following streak. So it's going to be at 57 going into this war, because I didn't die the last 5 wars of last season, or maybe the last 4 wars. I think it was the last 5. I think the last time I died was War 7. And so far, well, going into this war, I'm on a 4 streak, which is a 9 war streak. So yeah, we're going up against this this Black Widow, and right here, this is the ebb and flow knockdown path, and this is just pretty bad placement. I don't really understand why she is here. Maybe to counter a ghost, but that doesn't even make sense, as you guys are going to see. Suicides, and you guys are seeing just how quick this girl is melting. Dead Widow is just, I don't know, she is a good defender, but she has to be on a very specific node for her to be a good defender. That's just it. So now we'll go up against this Havok. This is a rank 5 Havok as opposed to the rank 3s we normally see on defense. This alliance really didn't have many rank 3s. I think they had maybe 5 total in the alliance on defense, so I kind of feel bad for their defense. But yeah, we're just hitting those re-parries to get those. We're able to parry it like that. We hit a nice intercept. But this guy's actually going to throw a ton of heavies in this fight, which I find really annoying. Here we're going to go for a reparry. He decides not to go for it. However, I know my timing that you can punish a heavy hitter. I do that a lot in questing and everything. So right here I'm going to do it again. Right there I was ever so slightly late and I got punished. But we're going to chuck off an L2. If I'd waited just a second, I could have also removed protection with that. But that's alright, because right there I thought I landed another one. And yeah, that happened. So also something I didn't put in the title, I probably should have, is that this was a itemless war, as you guys are going to see. Yeah, of course the fights don't go well at the beginning, as I have those. I took some hits against this Havok after I got parried, but we're still at a pretty decent health pool because he's pretty bulky. But now we'll go up against this Captain Marvel movie, and this is just an absolute cheese fest on everywhere you can find Captain Marvel movie on defense. Do not put her on defense, because any Mystic in the game absolutely crushes her. So here, all you have to do is you have to get some form of energy damage, and she's just going to kill herself so rapidly. So you're seeing just how fast she's going down right here. That is from my Limbo. So we're going to try to keep Limbo up. You see it's going there. We dex another L1. It's going pretty nicely. You also get the same damage by hitting into her block. It's kind of a weakness of hers. But yeah, we bait out one more L1. I think I'm going to throw this L1 right here, and that's going to kill her. There we go. Okay, so that was a pretty fast fight, and the armor breaks that we got from parrying actually were able to heal us up a bit, so we ended at 99%. And now we're going to go into this Longshot. So this Longshot is a fight we have died to using Quake before, because people don't know that Longshot can make your dex fail. Not like the ability to dex, but the buff from appearing. So in my opinion, Magic is the best counter to Longshot on this node. There is a argument that can be made for Torch, but unless it's a rank 3 torch and you turn Dex off, a torch is just absolutely nowhere near as good as magic for this. So you saw we blocked the L1 with Limbo, and we're chilling at 97% health. We're not going to lose any more health for the rest of the fight. In fact, we're going to gain health, which is just absolutely insane. Because of the Power Focus 1 node, I don't know if it's a bug, but it's always been this way in the game, that whenever you're using magic, if the opponent has no power but has literally any form, it can be any form of passive power gain or even increased combat rate, when they're at 0 bars of power, your L1 is still going to give you a bar of power. So that's really cool for keeping up Limbo. Again, I don't know if that's a bug. I wouldn't want it to be fixed if it was a bug, because I benefit from it massively. But here we're going to chuck off an L1, finish off this fight, and we are at 97% health. I could not have been happier about how that fight went. But yeah, magic just absolutely walks through everything. Alright, and that's going to be the end of my fights in Section 1, so let's get up to Section 2. So Section 2, this is going to be the, what's it called? It's the Shock mini-boss, EMP modification, and Burden of Might, right. So what I'm doing here is I'm just building up my, infection, or infected, whatever it's called. I think it's called infection. And we're going to be power draining him, because if we ever get him to throw a special, we're going to eat shock damage. So we're just going to completely give him no chances to throw a special. So right here, we're going to go in for a nice 5-hit combo. I wanted to throw off the L2, but I just got to my L3 too fast. Now luckily, special attacks that, or sorry, special 3s that are energy hits don't count towards Torch's abilities, or else he would gain Smolders right now. But that's alright, as we're just given an additional form of power drain via the special 3. And yeah, this guy is not even going to reach a bar of power the entire fight. And we just throw a nice L2, and that guy goes down under a minute. We were debating having a Quake sent there, but we didn't have room in any of the teams, and I said, give it to me with Warlock. I'll win. So I did. But actually, sorry. That was misleading. I was the one doing the planning. I was the one doing the planning. Sorry. That I was the one that assigned myself that fight. I made it sound like it was someone else assigning it, and I was saying I could do it. I planned it for myself, and then I told someone that questioned it that I could do it. That is accurate. But yeah, I planned this war. That was so dumb the way I said that. But yeah, this is Invisible Woman, and yeah, so she just lost 50% of her health from a special too. It's pretty crazy. Luckily, she doesn't punish me hitting into her miss there. But this fight is already over. If that had crit, it would have killed. I'm just going to chuck off an L1 here right before he gets to his. She gets her regen, and we get full crits on it, and it kills. I'm very happy with that. Even if we didn't, that would probably only heal her about 5%, so I'm not too worried. And now we'll go into this Doom. So I did plan for myself to take it with magic, but going into this fight, I truly thought I was going to use Warlock, and then last second, I remembered to when I took a rank 3 6-star Doom on this node, and how easy it was with magic, and I'm like, let's go magic. Magic is a great counter to Doom on this node. The second best counter to Doom on this node is, of course, Quake. But in my opinion, magic is the best. So there we get an L1, we're going to dex it and punish, and then right here I'm going to, I thought I would get, maybe I'm misremembering, maybe this is another fight I'm thinking about. I thought that there was some point in this fight when I got passively stunned and the attack whiffed. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this fight's going pretty well then. Doom's obviously got the highest attack, the highest base attack rate in the game, so his hits are going to do a lot into your block. I have every single mastery that can increase your block proficiency in any way, maxed, always, for alliance war defense, excuse me, and offense. And I'm still on parries taking 800 damage, except for when it's perfect block like that, which is really nice. 900, which is ridiculous. There we go. Okay, so that's when he threw the heavy, but since he was too far from me, it didn't stun me. But unfortunately, I did trigger dexterity, which is just going to elongate this fight a little bit. But that's all right. He's gonna get power locked again here. We're just doing the nice 4-hit combos and dash back and parry, which is the same style I use for Doom on the Power Gain Mini on the right side, node 47. And I've dubbed this the Interceptor Magic style, 4 hits, dash back, parry. And yeah, it's just a very nice, very healing friendly limbo abuse strategy. That name was too long, but you know what I meant. But yeah, that fight goes down, and now we're gonna take this Tigra or Tigra. But we actually have a link coming up for enhanced armor ups, but the thing is, Tigra has no armor up buffs at all, so that is a useless link, and we're going to just take this with Warlock, and the whole point is to get the infection up early. But right there I pushed to an L1 by accident. I activate Dex intentionally right there, and the reason you have to activate Dex right there is because if you don't, then your armor up will get nullified and you can get crit by special attacks. Right there, I just was not expecting it, but I would have lost a lot more health if that could have crit me, but with my armor up buff, of course it can't. And I'm going to start losing power. I'm never actually going to get to throw a bar of power in this fight, which is very common against this this node or this path in general. The war I'm currently doing right now, every single other person has cleared the map, and it's currently 11 p.m. So the war only started nine hours ago. Everyone on my BG has cleared the map except for myself and 2 other guys, and those are the 2 guys that have to clear the 3 mini bosses, and then I'm going to be taking the rank 3 thing boss with Void. So yeah, it's just the whole point of what I was saying there is that this war, the fights I have yet to take, so I'm going to be taking my 2 fights on Path 2, Section 2, and then the Thing Boss all at once. My point is that I won't be able to throw specials in those fights too, and those are the fights I still have to do. So we're going in. I decided to throw on a regen boost just because I didn't really feel like wasting a special 1 boost against a 565 boss. But this fight's actually going to go really, really nicely. So we do medium right there because he was a little low on power, and into a special 1. We're going to bait an L1 right here. That's going to go real nice. We're almost getting trapped in our corner, but we're in like a semi-decent area. We get to push him back here, which was really, really nice. And since we're at 9 and so close to his bar of power, we do a 4-hit combo, and we throw our L1, which is really nice. I say nice way too much. He's at 15, so really we just want to hit into his block right now. Absolutely nothing else. He's throwing the specials, which is great, and Resonate is proccing a lot. If we can keep that up the entire fight, that's our real advantage. So here he's at almost no power, and he is at 10 rock stacks, so I have to do 4 medium attacks to push him up to a bar of power. He did give me an opening there to hit into his block for a while, so I probably would have been fine if that's all I did. But I'm also, you guys are noticing that I'm down to 87% health, whereas at this point in the fight, I'm usually around 95%. And the only reason for that is the lack of the Killmonger synergy. So I would be, if you see that I have Fear of the Void right now, and I currently have 6 debuffs, that's 11 heals, 11%, plus I get the extra 15% from my masteries, which would put me above 100%. It would put me at a full yellow bar right now. If you're wondering the percentage, that's just a really quick way to calculate it. I guess 6 and 6 is 12, but at the time I was looking at the screen, there was only 5 out of 6 buffs up, or debuffs up. So yeah, we're just pushing right here to another cycle, and this guy's losing more than 1% health per second. He's just taken down real fast. This is actually a SIG 200, which for an alliance this low I did not expect to see on defense. SIG 200 for a defender. But I mean, that's alright. So right here I made sure not to push to an L2, and then right there I would want to make sure that he definitely was not going to throw his L2. So what I did is I just fully blocked after I ended my combo. I ended it in the middle of the combo. I went medium light, and then I just held my block so there was no way he'd throw his special. And then we end up finishing the fight there with a nice L2 evade. So only 95 hits. The difference between a 565 and a 345 is about 40 hits. So it usually takes about 128 to 140, anywhere in there, depending on RNG and the SIG level of thing. But that's going to be the end of this war, and obviously we won. I mean, you guys are going to see the difference in the score. They died 141 times, and we died 14. They died more than 10 times as much as us. I did get first MVP because I had 8 fights plus a boss. Finn got 5 and 3 defender kills, which is nice. I think I only got 1 defender kill, but that's because I don't place a really hard defense. And yeah, so that's going to make us 3-2 on the season. I still have no deaths, which is awesome. Hopefully we can keep that up. I have 37 out of 37 per my PSR, and as of the end of this war, my win streak is at 68. So ideally we can win at least 1 fight next war and make it 69, which would be amazing for D69. But yeah, that is going to close out the war for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next war video. Bye.